I'm going to show you how to connect Ableton Live and Traktor Pro to work with Maschine, and it should work with Ableton Push as well. I use Maschine, so I'm not quite for sure, but it should be about the same as far as internal syncing goes. So let's give this a quick go. So first you want to go to Ableton Live, which I have loaded here, and you're going to want to go to your preferences, and then you're going to want to go to your MIDI sync settings. You're going to make sure that your Traktor virtual input is on for the sync, and have everything else off, and that should work just the same with Ableton Push, I believe. So you see I got my tracks here. The BPM is 126. Before I hit the MIDI clock send, which is right here, that little thing right here. Hold on one second, let me load this up. You want to hit external sync, so it's already on, and then watch when I push this, I'll hit send, and now you start to see that your Ableton Live BPM is also working its way to the same tempo, and it'll eventually get it right here. I've got a piece of shit computer, so it takes a little bit, but it does work just fine. If those get offset, like if you have a beat going in Ableton Live, all you have to do is go to Traktor and go to your settings, and then you go to your MIDI clock settings. I don't know if you can see this here. MIDI clock settings, it's like the fourth one down, and change your sending offset until your beats match up. Pretty easy. It's like beat matching turntables, but a hell of a lot easier, and then it's synced pretty much for good unless you have a really slow computer. So for me, sometimes I have to go back in there and I have to readjust the MIDI clock settings. But anyway, that gets that on sync. I'm going to close out of this since I'm not using it right now. Okay, and from there, I'm sending the signal through my audio interface, and the audio interface is going to my Maschine. And you can see that my Maschine input is getting about 126, and it's the same with the MIDI clock settings. If that gets offset, you just adjust it here. So let me load these up here. Okay, and let's see if I can get I usually hit record, get a little snare going. Okay, you hear that? It's pretty close. And I'm going to offset it so you can hear. Hear that? So you just set it till it clicks. It's right on tempo. That's pretty close. And then you can you got all your equipment all synced up pretty easy. And so that's how that works. It's pretty much the same if you're just using one computer, but if you're using two, that's how I route it through my audio interface with the Traktor internal send to my interface to the back of Maschine into my other computer, and it syncs up just fine. That's how I've been playing all my shows, and that's it. Super easy. I want to thank you guys for your support on my last EP. Hitting the charts pretty solid, still on the charts. Made it 74th overall in genres, which is awesome. I never thought I'd be on that. So I just want to thank you all for your support, and if you have any questions on syncing any of this up, let me know. Super easy, just takes a little bit of time making sure you have your internal ins and outs right. I know this is a quick thing. I wasn't planning on doing this right now, but I just had someone else ask about it. So hopefully this helps. If not, please leave your comments and I'll try and get to them as best as I can. And again, thanks for all your support. Peace.